Good morning. Today we are going to continue with the valuable breakfast of champions, which is feedback. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself in terms of asking for feedback last week? Did you ask 1 people? Did you ask 10 people? How would you rate yourself? So if you want to score a 10 out of 10, be sure to ask for that feedback. Now, last week's feedback was a game changer. If you can get in the habit of that score of 0 to 10, then you are continually finding out what you do brilliantly and what you could even do better. Whether that's you personally, a service that you provide, a meeting that you ran, whatever it is, you can always ask that question. So I hope you got on all right with it. Now, we are pulling out the big guns for this week's exercise. And this week's exercise, actually, you can find in your books on page 150 and 151. I'm just going to do a little caveat with this particular piece of feedback that you're going to be asking for, because in a way it's not important, but it's the most valuable, probably, piece of feedback that you could get. And when I say it's not important, I mean it's only important to ask for feedback, especially under these circumstances, if there's somewhere you want to be, if there's some way you want to be, and if something's important to you, a goal or a mission in life, where maybe it's the way you want to come across, maybe it's one of your passions. You all know my mission in life is to have people feel great and be phenomenal. So if I'm not ever acting in a way that would have people feel that, then I'm limiting myself. And I hope to get feedback in that area because that's all I want to do. I do get it wrong sometimes. I can get, not in a great mood, not give everybody the best time of day and that kind of thing. But knowing that I've got that mission, that constant goal that goes all the way through everything I do, which is to help other people feel great and be phenomenal, then on a day I'm feeling a bit under par, I can lift myself because of that overriding goal. So, are you ready for this week's feedback? This was a game changer for me, and I will share a story on it afterwards. But for this, I want you to choose 3 really good friends or people that you respect and people who know you very, very well. This has got to be this feedback's got to be requested from somebody who really cares about you, who knows you're ambitious, who knows that you've got goals, who knows that you've got somewhere you want to be. And they are the people that you're going to invite to give your feedback for this session. There's just 2 questions to it, actually. And these questions are, and they're in your books, what do you see as the habits or behaviours that limit me the most, or that you think stop me achieving my success? And what are the habits which contribute most to my success? And what, in your opinion, should I make sure I continue to do more of? So, what are habits and behaviours? There are the ways that we can come across and things that we do that we just think are part of us, and it's absolutely fine. I'm going to share a little story with you now, which I shared at the workshops that I've done. But it's about me realising about a behaviour of mine that I thought was actually quite cool, and how actually it limited me. So I chose to invite 3 people to give me this feedback, and I chose to do it while I was on a training and development course. This was part of my personal development journey as well. And basically, the day before this exercise was run, I was over there in America. I'd got jet lag, I was tired, and we'd arrived for this 1-week course with Jack Canfield. And when the agenda came through on the Monday, I didn't like the agenda. And I know that sounds silly, but basically I paid thousands of pounds to go out and do this 1-year course, and this was one of the weeks. I'd just, paid for another air ticket. And this course was kind of saying that for the next 3 days, I was going to stand up and learn how to speak in front of people for 5 minutes. Now, at that point, I could already speak in front of people for 5 minutes, and I could not understand what the value would be. And I got a bit stroppy. Anyway, you know, I came out of the meeting room knowing what the agenda was going to be for the week, and I went to meet a friend of mine, Adam. We were talking about some work we were going to do together, and I said to Adam, "God, you know, Adam, I'm really not comfortable with the agenda for the week." And he goes, "Neither am I." He said, "I'm thinking of going home." So that's how bad the agenda looked to us. He was already a public speaker. Anyway, we sat and complained about it and moaned about it for a bit, and then we took responsibility. You can't complain about something that you could potentially change. And what happened was we got a word to the organisers, and a couple of these ladies came down who organised the event, very tough women. And they said to us, just go with it, just go with the flow. See what happens, trust us. And we're like, oh, and they were like, please just trust us, this week's going to be brilliant. And I was like, oh God. Anyway, they said, okay, if you don't trust us, then if you want to do something different, if you and Adam want to go off and spend some time together doing some planning or whatever, tomorrow, stand up in front of everybody and speak to Jack himself, who's on the stage, and tell him that you don't like his agenda and that you'd like to do something different. Can you imagine? So anyway, with jet lag from the night before, I went off and I got into bed that night and didn't sleep a wink. And I kept trying to picture myself speaking to Jack, but every time I thought about it, my voice went, whoa. I thought that's not going to happen. So anyway, go into the meeting room the next day, and to be honest, I was just totally distracted because I was thinking, am I going to stand up? Am I not going to stand up? What's going to happen here? And I didn't. I just, by lunchtime, I was I was worn out, hadn't had any sleep, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that to one side. After lunch, we were invited to do the exercise that I'm asking you to do this week. So there was lots of people there that I knew really well. We'd been on a 1-year course together, and I went up to them and I was like, oh, hello. So I went up to Sharon first. I said, Sharon, what do you see as the habits that are positive, that contribute to my success? And she said, I'll always remember on day one, the first day I met you, she said, you just gave me a big smile, asked me all about myself, and she said, you made me feel really welcome, even though we were both on this together. So she said, your welcoming nature is really good. And I said, what do you see as my limiting behaviour? And she went, I think you like to be in control, and I think you should go with the flow a little bit more. I said, oh, thank you, Sharon, for caring enough about me to give me that feedback, because you always thank feedback when it comes. So I went to another person who knows me really well. What do you see as my successful behaviours? And you're always friendly, you're always laughing, you always get involved. And I was like, oh, thank you. They said, no, it's a really good thing. Continue to do it. And so what do you see as limiting? They went, well, you sort of like need to know what's going on. It's like you want to be in control, a bit of a control freak. I said, well, thank you very much for giving me that feedback and caring enough about me. Anyway, got to the third person. You can imagine what's going to happen next, don't you? They told me I was really welcoming and friendly. And then they said, but you like to be in control. And I was like, okay. I said, have you got a specific example of this? Because, you know, I kind of knew I was a bit of a control freak, but I thought it was a good thing. And they said, yeah, I have actually. They said, I know that last night you found out you didn't like the agenda, and all morning you've had like bad energy around you. So you've been totally distracted. I don't know whether you've taken anything in, Amanda, but I haven't wanted to come near you because I can tell you've been in a bad mood and it's not like you. I was like, oh my God, she's right. Oh. And it kind of dawned on me. So being a control freak, me not liking the agenda and wanting to be in control, had actually put me in a bad mood. It had actually meant that I was giving off bad energy. It actually meant that I hadn't slept. So that behaviour, the reason why they were saying it was limiting, was I could suddenly see, because it was having a bad effect on me. Now, you know I've got a mission to help everybody feel great and be phenomenal. So the success habits that they said I do really resonate with that. But being a control freak didn't. And by being a control freak, it meant I wasn't helping other people feel great and be phenomenal, because I was trying to control the situation and getting in a bad mood. that feedback crushed me, actually. I was really floored by it. I mean, really floored by it, especially knowing that I'd been giving off this bad energy. It just felt horrific because it goes against my values and everything I'm about. But you know what? It was the most powerful feedback I've ever had and changed me as a person. I could suddenly see, I could almost like look back at life and think, how would have everything been different if I'd not been wanting to control everything? You know, going out with friends and saying we've got to sit at this table and that table and the things that I used to do. And now it's just so easy to go with the flow and go, whatever, you know, whatever suits everybody. So it totally and utterly floored me, crushed me, and then picked me up and helped me fly. And I'm a better person for it. So it's quite a long video this morning, but I really wanted to get that message across, especially for anybody who hasn't seen me tell that story before. Really encourage you this week. Big guns, the people that you trust, you respect and you love. You have somewhere you want to be. There's something that you want to do. There's a goal that you want to achieve. And you might be blind to some of your personal behaviours that are holding you back. So I'll really look forward to hearing how you get on with it. Okay, take care. Lots of love. Bye.